prestigious Professor Dr. Dhanraj Oration, organized by the Department of Anesthesiology, Andhra Medical College, under the chairmanship of Additional Director Medical Education and Principal Andhra Medical College, Dr. KVSC Sandhyadevi Madam, the organizing secretary, Dr. K. Sri Lakshmi Madam, head of the Department of Anesthesiology, Andhra Medical College. Today, our esteemed guest speaker for the oration, Dr. Muralidhar Thondebhavi Subbaramaiah, is a distinguished anesthesiologist, pain specialist and a global faculty whose journey reflects excellence at every step. A clinician of exceptional skill, an inspiring educator and a visionary thinker, he plays influential roles on global platforms like the World Federation of Society of Anesthesiologists and also International Liaison Committee on Resuscitation Guidelines, that is ILCOG. Contributing to shaping the future of anesthesia and patient care worldwide. His work seamlessly blends clinical expertise with innovation, research and leadership, influencing how we practice, teach and evolve in our specialty. When he speaks, it is not just knowledge he shares, it is a perspective, inspiration and a powerful call to think beyond the ordinary.
With this, we shall now proceed with the program. May I now invite Organizing Chairman of the Oration, Dr. KVSM Sandhyadevi Madam, Additional DMD and Principal, Andhra Medical College, to grace the occasion. Madam, thank you. Kindly grace the occasion. Now I request Organizing Secretary of the Oration, Dr. K. Sri Lakshmi Madam, to speak a few words.
Today's guest speaker, Dr. Muralidhar Thondebhavi Subbaramaiah, and all former head of the Department of Anesthesia, other departmental heads and professors, my dear students and assistant professors. On behalf of the organizing committee, it gives me a great pleasure to invite you to the Dr. Inspire and to know about the evolving journey of anesthesiologists. Today we are honored to welcome Dr. Muralidhar Thondebhavi Subbaramaiah, who is a teacher, academician and clinician. More of, he is a well-known national and international speaker who will speak upon today on Beyond Vigilance, the evolution of anesthesiologists in the era of artificial intelligence. We, the anesthesiologists, evolved from anesthesiologists to perioperative physicians. We are seeing the patients in the preoperative period itself. Whatever the comorbidities are there, we are stabilizing them and preparing the patient preoperative period itself to avoid complications during the intraoperative period, and we are continuing the same in the intraoperative period to treating and managing the complications of anesthesia and continue the same in the post-operative period, sometimes up to the discharge of the patient from the hospital. And by the end of this oration, I can promise you that we all get inspiration, motivation, and we have very good knowledge on how to inculcate or how to implement artificial intelligence in the modern medicine, especially in the day-to-day life of our anesthesia practice. I warmly welcome you on this occasion for this meaningful academic gathering. Thank you, madam.
Of the oration, Dr. KVSM Sandhya madam, to address the gathering.
Speaker, Dr. Muralidhar, our past ISA President, Dr. Vigilance garu, our Head of the Department, Sri Lakshmi, all the esteemed anesthesiologists of Andhra Medical College and outsiders who had, most of you have served here, all the heads of the department and faculty of other departments and your postgraduates. It's indeed an honor to host this Dr. Dhanraj endowment oration. Every year it goes on very well, and the oration is so great, and so would be the invited speaker. We are honored to have your presence here, sir. Anesthesiology is one department maybe AI cannot replace, but it will help them. Maybe the alerts you get during your anesthesia, I think the complications would reduce, and your expertise matters a lot. So I wish you all a very good scientific academic session now. Thank you.
Principal Madam and dignitaries on the dais, of the dais. It's a great pleasure to be part of this oration, especially Dr. Dhanraj garu oration, memorial oration. This is, I think, I attended all the orations. This is the fourth oration. All orators are very, very well-known speakers who were invited. We got enlightened about their thoughts in this oration. Like that, I know Murali is my good friend. I know he will give you a deepest, and he will take you people from his voice, and he's memorize all of you with a thoughts what anesthesiology is known in these few words. I thank you all inviting for this oration. Thank you very much.
The organizing chairperson Sandhya madam, to proceed with the introduction of Dr. V.J. Dhanraj by Dr. Aparanji madam, Professor, Department of Anesthesiology, Andhra Medical College.
Principal AMC, Dr. Sri Lakshmi, Professor HOD Anesthesia, for giving me this opportunity. Dr. V.J. Dhanraj was born in 18/5/1931 at Rajahmundry. He is alumni of Andhra Medical College and graduated in 1954. He started his career as children anesthesia in Guntur Medical College and General Hospital under Dr. M. Venkatrao, who is considered as father of anesthesia in AP. He is the first PG student in DA in 1957 in Osmania. This was the first anesthesia PG course in South India other than Bombay. After graduation, he joined in Kannur Medical College as lecturer and started the Department of Anesthesia. Later on, to pursue USAID fellowship, went to USA along with Dr. Ramarao for further training. After returning from USA, he was promoted as professor in KMC, General Hospital, Kurnool, and in Andhra Medical College to start MD Anesthesia in 1968. Dr. M. Sriram and Dr. Ishwar Prasad Rao were assistant professors, and Dr. S. Bharati was additional professor in this tenure. He was invited to USA in 1980 as visiting professor in University of Iowa. After returning from USA in 1983, he was posted in various colleges as superintendent and professor in SV Medical College, Tirupati, principal and professor of anesthesia in Andhra Medical College, Visakhapatnam, and superintendent head of the Department of Anesthesia in Osmania General Hospital. He was retired as nationally promoted DME in 1989. In his academic career, he published 31 papers in Indian Journal of Anesthesia, BJ, and Scandinavian journals. He was examiner for more than 25 universities for MD and DF from AIMS Delhi to Trivandrum Medical College, Kerala. He received State Best Teacher Award from the Government of AP in 1987. Dr. Dhanraj was appointed as Medical Council of India Inspector. After retirement, he was invited to USA as visiting professor from 1992 to 1996. We started this endowment oration in 2018 with generous contribution from Dr. Vijay Dhanraj. This is the fourth oration. Previous orators are Dr. Prasad Chalasani, Dr. Vijaya Gottimukkala and Dr. Rakesh Gar. This is our fourth oration by Dr. Muralidhar, Thondebhavi, Subbaramaiah. With this, we will proceed with the oration.
Dhanraj, in whose revered memory this oration is instituted.
Dr. Muralidhar, Thondebhavi, sir.
Dr. Muralidhar, Thondebhavi. Subbaramaiah, a distinguished expert in anesthesia, pain management, with an illustrious career spanning India and to the UK. It would take more than 24 hours to trace our guest speaker's full journey from undergraduates to his work in UK. But today, I will keep the milestones that defined his career. He did his MBBS in the Bangalore University, from Bangalore University in 1998, and finished his MD Anesthesiology by 2002. He is a fellow of Royal College of Anesthetics, UK. He had a certificate of completion of training, that is CCT, in anesthetics in General Medical Council, UK. He is a fellow of Faculty of Pain Medicine, Royal College of Anesthetics. He did his Master of Business Administration in Hospital Administration from ICFLA University. He is a consultant in pain management and distinguished clinical tutor, Bangalore Medical College. He is an associate professor in Apollo Hospital's Educational Research Foundation. He is an associate dean in the Indian Society of Anesthesiologists. He is active in national and international roles, including WFSA, World Federation of Society of Anesthesiology, ILCOR, and Academy of Regional Anesthetics, India. Serves as a committee member and journal reviewer. Coming to his awards, he has been awarded with so many medals in physiology, ophthalmology, in Bangalore University, He received Hall of Fame Award from GAR in 2017 and Inspiral Award from Apollo Hospital in 2023. He was involved in so many research projects and he is a sub-investigator in multiple multi-center clinical trials with active patient recruitment in UK, in all ICUs, in UK ICUs. He authored multiple peer-reviewed publications in anesthesia, pain medicine, medical education, reviews on regional anesthesia, ultrasound-guided interventions in oropharyngeal pain, literature on nerve blocks for temporomandibular disorders, orofacial pain, emergency pain, and management in so many case reports in critical care anesthesia. His recent work includes innovations in the assessment of the role of AI, that is ChatGPT, in anesthesia practice and research. He was an author for 5 chapters in Essential of Safe Anesthesia. He contributed chapters on quality assurance of pain medicine, and his book Think Like an Anesthetist. It is with Madam now. He was invited faculty for more than 45 national and international conferences across multiple years from 2016 to 25, including World Congress Anesthesiologist and World Congress Regional Anesthesia, and he conducted nearly 35 chronic pain, regional anesthesia and ultrasound, both live and academic workshops. He also contributed to national LB meetings and webinars. His other valuable talks include anti-fragility, work-life balance, mental models and the future of medicine, social media and anesthetics, stupidity in medical practice, living earn a life, embracing your life's true self. In so many major conferences and academic forums. He is participated very much in IT. He is having very much IT experience. Like he is a member of development team for anesthesia incident reporting, that is AIR system, Anesthesia Patient Safety Association of India. He contributed to development of digital platforms, include Gensia, the official ISA portal of critical care incident reporting, and national registry creation. He is a part of development team for Aura 5 for new app, enabling logbooks, education, and national database integration for anesthesiologists. He enjoys swimming and he is a good photographer. Coming to summary, I can tell you, like he is a fellow of Royal College of Anesthetics, UK. He brings with him the decades of clinical excellence, academic leadership, and global experience, currently serving in Apollo Hospitals, Bangalore. He is also a passionate educator, researcher, published so many articles, and he is an author for so many books. His contributions to the patient safety, medical education, pain medicine, and live and cadaveric ultrasound workshops have earned him numerous accolades and recognition. Please join me in warmly welcoming Dr. Muralidhar Subbaramaiah to speak on Beyond Vigilance, the evolution of anesthesiologists in the era of artificial intelligence. Please.
Request the organizing chairman and organizing secretary to felicitate the guest speaker with the oration medal.
At the outset, I would like to thank Principal Madam, the head of the Department of Anesthesia, the senior professors who are seated here from all departments, for giving me this honor to speak about something that I am quite passionate during this very prestigious Dr. Vijay Dhanraj endowment oration. Now all of you would have seen this motto everywhere across this campus. It says, Ne quid nimis. nothing in excess. So, if we go back to 18th May 1931, a boy was born in Rajahmundry. The parents did not know what he would become, but he stepped out of this college in 1954, not with just a degree of MBBS, but with this motto which would define his life. I read about Professor Dhanraj in depth, and I feel very honored to be here giving this oration. As described earlier by the person who introduced him, he went on to become the first postgraduate of Anesthesiology of South India under Dr. Venkatra, who was called the father of anesthesia for Andhra Pradesh. This was in Guntur. And later he travelled to Kurnool to set up the first department of anesthesia, and following which he had multiple visits to the US, both as a trainee and later as a professor, and later came back here to Visakhapatnam to set up, later become the principal, and of course train not only one but many generations of anesthesiologists. So going back to the motto, Ne quid nimis, I chose a topic which would be apt for such a great person who had published 31 papers. Now 31 papers in 60s and 70s, just to give you an example, is probably worth 300 papers now, because Indians were not expected to write, Indians were not expected to publish or do research, and during those times to set these standards was commendable. Dr. Dhanraj was of course an examiner across more than 25 universities and also was awarded the state's Best Teacher Award in 1987. Now before I start my oration, I would like to express my gratitude to the organizing committee for organizing this and inviting me here, to all the faculty and postgraduates, faculty from various departments, postgraduates who are gathered here. And it wouldn't be complete if I don't thank my parents, my teachers, and in fact I've called most of my teachers before coming here because this is my first oration, and I felt I definitely owe a line of gratitude, because what they teach is always there with us every day. So coming to this topic, which is beyond vigilance, the evolution of a modern anesthesiologist. I'll just give you a brief overview of the evolution of my career. Now, Madam was very kind enough to introduce me. But when I joined my MD and when I came out of that college in Bangalore Medical College, I thought I will just go back to doing a practice as a private practitioner, and I would continue my career as a consultant in the city of Bangalore. But destiny would take me various places. I would go to UK, train amongst one of the best minds in various places, including Cambridge and other eminent institutions, and then came back and with an interest to do something for this country. I came back with intention to do something more towards the training and other issues which we can improve in the country. And I'm fortunate to say that I have been associated with wonderful people across the societies of anesthesiology in India, and was able to do more than what I expected when I walked out of my MD in Bangalore Medical College. So if we talk about this as the title of the talk today, we need to see what anesthesiology is all about. Now, it is something which strikes you only when you have practiced for a decade or two. The patient surrenders their fundamental life functions. No other specialty actually has this privilege, has this weight in taking care of a patient as much as an anesthesiologist does. And they surrender to us. And when we talk about beyond vigilance, I'm not talking about vigilance being taken over by something else. I'm talking about how vigilance
will remain the foundation on which we have to set everything else. We are going to have augmentation of our judgment coming in the next few years to a decade. Now, this is not a replacement for clinicians, and this is something that I'm going to stress upon. And finally, it is our specialty, which is anesthesiology, which is probably best suited to lead this transition, and I'll talk about why. So just to take you back to what a complex system looks like. So this is an example of a weather system, right? They say that a butterfly wing flapping somewhere across the world can create cyclones elsewhere, and Visakhapatnam is not strange to cyclones. We have again the flight, we recently had the mission to moon, everybody would have watched it on the screens. Again, very complex system. But nothing beats this system, which is a human body. And when we talk about medicine, medicine is more complex than any system. And I want all the juniors here to note this. You are dealing with a body which is most complex than any system known to man. And how do we measure complexity? We measure it by the ease of building a computer simulation. A mathematical model is associated with this, which talks about how quickly a system starts exhibiting chaotic behavior. This period of time is called a Lyapunov time. Now, why is this important to anesthesia? If you take the universe, it will take millions of years from it to reach from an order to chaos. We can predict it easily. Weather, we can predict up to days. It can become chaotic, say after 3-4 days, we might have cyclonic weather here, we can predict it. But a human body can stay stable for years, but can become unstable in minutes. Now, why this is important is in anesthesia, we are dealing with the physiological complexity. We are altering the physiology. By the drugs that we give, we handle probably the most potent drugs known to mankind, and we are changing this time from order to disorder. We have very narrow safety margins. Things can happen in seconds, which can render a patient from being alive to not being. There is a time compression. It is well known in the anesthesia circles where we talk about moments of terror and hours of boredom. So this is another reason why this is important for anesthesia. And now the challenge is our human cognition has a limit. We can process only to a certain extent with regards to information, and things are changing very fast. So vigilance, as I mentioned, is the moral core of anesthesiology. Now this has been embedded into the logo of Indian Society of Anesthesiologists, as you can see, as eternal vigilance. Safety in anesthesia is not treating a complication. It is anticipating the complication and preventing it. It's not about heroism. It's about preventing things happening. The patient safety culture, again, anesthesia has led the entire medical fraternity. We have been the first to institutionalize patient safety. We have an inherent advantage as anesthetists as we enter into the AI age, and we have to understand that the legacy of seniors who spoke about the important things of attentiveness, discipline, and no complacency to stay with us. Now, as Meenam was mentioning, I'll just give you a brief overview of the evolution of anesthesiology. Started off initially as simple experiencing, giving anesthesia, to measuring things like pulse oximetry and capnography. This is how things started way back with simple equipment, and later started to have more monitoring equipment. And then from measuring the physiological parameters, we went on to setting checklists, protocols, simulations and audits. Right now, where we are, we have advanced to the era where we can optimize the patients preoperatively. We can function as preoperative physicians. We do involve in chronic pain, manage patients with chronic pain, critical care, and point of care ultrasound, which again we are leading with regards to implementation both in the operating theatre and in the intensive care unit. And the enhanced recovery protocols again are led by many of the anesthetists. So this is just to give you a glimpse of what anesthesia is enabling surgeons to achieve, which is things like transplant, robotic surgery, and of course involving in pain, ADAS protocols and focus. Where we are heading now is from monitoring to prediction, and this is where the artificial intelligence comes into play. Anesthesia through now. We are a data-rich environment. We measure a lot of things, from pulse oximeter to blood pressure to temperature to various things. So we have a data-rich environment. And artificial intelligence, as all of you know, is something that loves data. Efficiency pressure. Now I was talking to madam here, and for a college of this size, the number of surgeries that are happening, there is definitely a pressure to become more efficient, and this is universal. It is not just in one college here, it is universal. There is a workforce strain. You will be very surprised that the developed countries now have a more workforce strain than the developing. Canada has got a big workforce strain, which was very surprising. So it is a global workforce AI in the early days. There is definitely a gap between the real world and the data that we see when it comes to research. Patient outcomes evidence is still lacking. We know that it works, but what is happening to these patients if AI is used, whether it is predicting the right way, is still something that we need to find out. And data silos, that is, the research is being done only in certain groups, universities, hospitals, and therefore very focused to only certain population. So we must acknowledge that this gap exists, and we cannot take AI in whatever comes through when it comes to in the literature. So the critical distinction here is, yes, the AI can predict, but does it prevent? That is a question that we need to ask. It can be accurate, but is it of utility? And it is of statistical significance in a paper, but is it clinically significant? So this is a question that we should ask when we see anything related to evidence from the AI papers. And coming to ethical domains, there are a lot of ethical questions that come up with AI. One is justice, fairness, the other is transparency, the human autonomy associated with it, consent and privacy, and of course accountability. So we will look at each one of this. The question that many of you might ask is, yes, this research has been done in New York, it has been done in, say, Dallas. Will it work in Visakhapatnam? Will it work in Bangalore? Will it work in a place in, remote area of Bihar? This question is something that we need to ask, because AI learns from historical data and it can freeze the past inequities, right? Underrepresentation of certain ethnicities and BMIs or comorbidities, risk of systematic under-treatment of marginalized groups. So if a patient group is not represented, the AI model will not give us the correct prediction. And global gap will develop, because tools built in high income countries may not work in lower and middle income countries. This is something that has been highlighted multiple times, and it is a good reason why we in India should embark on good AI related research. So fairness must be an active design requirement. It should not be an assumption that things will work the way it's supposed to. The second concept which is important is something called as a black box concept. Black box is something where we do not understand how it works inside. We just know that it gives an output. Now again here it leads to something called as an opacity problem. That is, opaque models prevent clinicians from verifying why the AI is saying so. It also needs to explain why it is saying or why it is doing something. So this is something the clinicians need to know. There is also uncertainty indications. That is, you need to have a clear indicator of the model so that you understand why it is doing what it is doing. And finally, the clinician should be able to override a system if he doesn't understand what's happening. This will need to build in trust with the system, and therefore this again is a very important step in understanding the limitation of AI. When the leader put a task, you give constraints as to what it should not overdo, and finally you give it a format as to how you want the output. So how can you use it? You can use it as a tutor, you can use it as an analogy generator, you can ask it to explain complex topics, you can ask it to simplify things. So these are good case usabilities for teaching, especially for medical students or any trainees. But always double check the facts as I mentioned earlier. The other place where we can use is, probably we are already using it, is email polishing, taking minutes of the meeting, scheduling templates, very easy to do, and of course writing audit recipes for audits and research projects. The medico-legal reality with these models is that you have to be the human in the loop, legally responsible for any text that you sign. You should use AI as a tool, documentation, and professional societies getting involved to set standards. So this is something that we should take note in India, irrespective of not just anesthesiology but all other societies. So this is the NAM Artificial Intelligence Code of Conduct. This is the American Medical Association. But most importantly, this is going to impact us. The reason is European Union forms nearly 70% of the market for medical devices. So if a medical device company has to actually market something worldwide, they have to follow these rules according to the EU Act. So here, what they say is risk-based regulation, like medical devices. AI should be mandatory safety, data quality and human oversight, transparency and logging for clinical decisions. Hospital responsibilities have to be clearly defined, and there is definitely a global relevance as I mentioned. Coming to research, there is a lot of scope for AI with data mining capabilities, research acceleration. It can produce a lot of good research fast, but the key risks are overfitting, finding spurious patterns in big data, which we should be very careful. So regarding this, the Declaration of Helsinki, which overlooks the ethical standards for research, explicitly covers AI and big data research, focusing on transparency, justice and fair benefit sharing. The institutional governance. What should a hospital do? What should a college like this do? Readiness. He will be good in digital intelligence. He will know how to work with data and algorithms without being dependent. And more importantly, should have ethical steadiness. That is, he should know what the boundaries are, what is consent, what is privacy, what is fairness, and finally what is accountability. So he is going to have an enlarged role as a perioperative physician, as a system steward. You need to understand how the systems work, so he will be a system steward. But more importantly, he should be a guardian of humane medicine, because empathy is something that we should not lose to the machine. So it is not AI versus the anesthesiologist. We are not fighting and saying that anesthesiologist is superior. We need to be the AI augmented, clinically rigorous, morally serious and deeply human anesthesiologist. And when I say anesthesiologist, I also would like to say that people from other specialties here, I am also saying that it is an ENT physician, an obstetrician, a general physician. All of us, we need to be this, which is AI augmented, clinically rigorous, morally serious and deeply human. So now if you look at the seniors like Dr. Dhanraj, they left a legacy of what is careful observation, preparation before every case, calm under pressure, and a safety which was built on habits. AI too much, not in excess. Let's not fear, not in excess. Let's not adopt it blindly, again not in excess. and not reflexive rejection, saying that I'm going to reject, I'm not going to use, I'm going to use only the tools that I know. No. The examined middle, which is nothing in excess, is where actually the true judgment in life lives. So, the motto of this institution, the prestigious institution which is 103-year-old, is probably giving us that presently in the age of AI, as we move towards AI, this motto of this college is probably the best thing, which says the instruction for our time is nothing in excess. So, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Now I request the organizing secretary as organizing chairperson SPZ, Dr. Sri Lakshmi ma'am, the guest of honor, Dr. Thondebhavi garu, to join for felicitation of Dr. Muralidhar. Sir, all the faculty of Department of Anesthesiology present and past, please join.
Sir, for a truly wonderful and insightful oration that has enlightened and inspired us. Our sincere thanks to the chairperson, Dr. KVSM Sandhya Devi Madam, organizing secretary, Dr. K. Sri Lakshmi Madam, guest of honor, Dr. Thondebhavi sir, and all the dignitaries for guiding the occasion and gracing the occasion and guiding the proceedings. We are equally grateful to the organizing, to the enthusiastic audience whose presence made this academic gathering truly meaningful.
And as inspired by our speaker, would like to end with a well-known movie dialogue related to the anesthesiologist. Jindagi ke saath bhi aur jindagi ke baad bhi. Likewise, the role of the anesthesiologist is surgery ke saath bhi aur surgery ke baad bhi. Thank you one and all.
Thank you everybody.
Ready?
Department of Anesthesiology, Andhra Medical College. Please come forward to take a photograph with Dr. Muralidhar.
Ready, sir? Sir, yes, I am ready. I'm ready.
4, 5. Why did you join us? You can speak up. It's a very informal thing. It's like you're having a chat. It's not like classroom or something. Why did you join us? Did you know what anesthesia was before? You knew. Yourself? So how did you get to know what anesthesia was? MBBS. What did you like about it?
I went to ICU and felt like dead people. as well as itinerary that shoots the branch.
Oh, very nice. So how many of you agree with what they say? We all agree that pain management is something that we do really well. She said we can make people who are really sick walk, and she said calm and the stress both. How many of you agree with the calm and stress? Huh? Not many people. How many of you? How many of you like calm? Okay. So nobody likes to be calm, right? Your people are so very scared. I'm not here like an examiner or something. This is not exam. So I'm asking why you join anesthesia. Okay? Where do you see anesthesia going? Do you think anesthesia will become an important specialty? Huh? Already important, okay. So do you think it becoming more important? How? Yeah, why are you so silent?
So many departments, so many teachers.
If I just walk out and leave the ladies here, they'll all be chit-chatting. Okay. Yeah. And the boys also send them in the evening to a place to hang. Future is all of you, right? In another 20 years, you people will be professors, you will be heading departments, right? And you will be giving anesthesia to probably us when we come with a hip fracture. Huh? So that is the reason I am talking to you people today, as to where you see yourself there. Okay? The second thing I want to know is, what is your ambition?
It decides your future.
What, for example, where do you want to see yourself in 5 years? I asked him because he was there from
Vignesh will tell, sir.
No, he was there.